is a new physique update to show you guys how my cut is going. In the beginning of my cut, I was only focusing on transitioning from a very aggressive caloric surplus into a very slight deficit / maintenance zone. This transition period took me about 2 months. By no means is this necessary. It is just what was most convenient for me. Since I'm not competing, since I don't have a deadline, my goal was just to make the transition as smooth as possible without putting any extra stress on my body and my mind. As most of you guys know, I have no ambition of becoming a professional bodybuilder or a physique competitor. I'm in it for self-improvement and becoming the best version of myself physically and mentally. Physically, what my goal is to have what in my opinion is the best body possible. My ambition is to change the game in the fitness industry and show how optimal the vegan diet really is. I am doing intermittent fasting. I don't eat before somewhere between 12 and 2 p.m. and then I only have 3 very large meals throughout the day. My calories are on 2,800 calories to 3,000 calories. Instead of decreasing my calories, I've just increased my cardio, which brings us to the workout. For anyone who's wondering about how I started everything, this series is on the playlist, so you can go back and watch episode number 1 where I lay out everything, my split, my calories, and my plan. So make sure to go back to episode number 1 so you understand what's going on. I'm still using the same split, and when I started, I'm still doing push, pull, legs. 1 heavy day followed by a light day, and I keep changing it up like that. It will soon change. I need to shock my body as I've been on this split for over 4 weeks. But the main thing that is gonna happen right now, and it started to happen, is that the strength will decrease as your body weight decreases. This is something that can really ruin your motivation, so just realize before you get into a cut that you will eventually lose strength. And what helps for me is just focusing more on the muscle connection and feeling the pump and just, you know, really giving it my all, focusing on perfect form rather than setting new PRs. I get asked a lot, what is the difference between working out in the gym when you're cutting or bulking? So everything stays the same. There is no real difference in the exercise you're doing, the rep ranges. The only thing that changes for me is the rest time. So when I'm bulking or when I'm doing strength training, I'll do 1 minute and 30 seconds just because it allows for optimal recovery. And when I'm cutting down, I just decrease it to 30 seconds to 1 minute. Your muscles will not recover optimally, and you might not be able to push the same amount of weight and for the same amount of repetitions, but you will burn more calories that way. And since I want to do everything I can to avoid going down in calories, I try to increase my heart rate and do more cardio and more intense workouts rather than decreasing the amount of food. Now, a lot of people get to single-digit body fat percentages without doing any cardio at all, but doing cardio is good for your health, it's good for your heart, and also can be used so that you burn extra calories and can eat larger portions. So how my workouts are going to progress from now is that it's gonna get more and more intense. I am going to be introducing more drop sets and supersets and monster sets and Pokemon sets, as well as throwing in some cardio sessions of 15-minute HIIT interval training right after the lifting session on the elliptical machine or uphill sprints. As weeks pass by, I will also be adding extra cardio in the form of steady pace cardio like 45 to 1 hour jogs or walks. Progress will come very quickly, and I'm really excited to share this journey with you guys, have you guys follow along. I will be supporting you in your journey. Let's do our very best in the gym, guys. I want you guys to give your all. This is when it counts. This is when it gets serious. For me, the relaxation period is over. The smooth transition is finished. No more excuses. Let's be the best we can be. Let's talk about motivation a little bit. Every single person will struggle with motivation, no matter how successful you are, no matter how good you are at something. At some point you will struggle with motivation, and especially when you're starting out something that is completely new to you, it is gonna be very tough, and you will find yourself, you know, second guessing and struggling with the consistency and persistency that will eventually allow you to succeed. No matter what it is, if it's, you know, building a business, changing your lifestyle, quitting fast food and chocolate and all those sweet stuff, or being consistent with training in the gym. The thing is that it will always be tougher and harder in the beginning because it's something new that you're not used to doing. Obviously, to minimize the risk of losing motivation, you just have to push through the beginning stages and just like pretend that you don't have a choice. No matter if it feels like it's a huge pain in the ass, just persevere, and perseverance is the key to developing a new habit and, you know, changing your life. And once you pass that starting phase, everything will become a lot easier. For example, for me, when I start cutting, I always do it very relaxed because I know that I don't have the motivation to go full in. And this is personal preference. Some people can just go, you know, cold turkey from, for example, if you're trying to cut out meat and animal products from your diet. Some people just prefer to go cold turkey, do everything perfectly at once from one day to another. Some people like, you know, decreasing the amount of meat in their diet until they reach that point of, you know, completely getting rid of everything. It's gonna be different for everyone. So for me, when I decide to cut down and lower my body fat, I don't go from one extreme bulking diet to, you know, cutting everything out and doing 100% perfect, tracking macros, tracking calories, everything. It just doesn't work as well for me. I can do it, but for the sustainability of it, I know how my mind works, how my body works, and I prefer, you know, doing things slowly just to make sure that I succeed in the end. So it's something that you really have to analyze. You have to know yourself. But one of the main things is mindset, and you have to kind of, you know, trick yourself into pretending that you don't have a choice. If you really want something and you struggle with motivation, just realize that the motivation is just a little obstacle. It's a big obstacle, but it is an obstacle that you have to eventually master and surpass. And you will feel like giving up, you will feel like you are gonna fail, but persevering that is gonna make all the difference in the world. For example, you wanna start going to the gym 5 times a week. In your mind, you say to yourself that unless I hit the gym 5 times a week, I'm just going to implode and disappear from the face of the earth. And obviously that's not gonna happen. Obviously that's not true, and it may not work for you, but it's just my personal opinion and what works for me, and maybe it works for you as well. So maybe try this out. Just pretend that you don't have a choice. Every single day you wake up and do it. And the more you do that thing that you don't like, the more you do something that is a pain in the ass, the stronger your mind will become. And the mind is what dictates everything else. With the right mindset, you can conquer anything if you give yourself enough time. How many people do you know that dedicate a 100% to something? No one, absolutely no one. And even if you reach 80% or 70%, it's still extremely good, because most people don't even give their 20% effort, and even the best in the world don't always give their all. But it's about doing the best you can and just, you know, getting as close to giving your all as possible. So just remember, if you want something, if you truly want something, there is nothing that's gonna stop you apart from your own mind. Of course, there are external factors that you can't control, but you can always control what's up in your head. Remember that, guys. Anyways, thank you so much for watching this Vegan Shreds episode. I really appreciate if you hit the like button to let me know that you want me to make more of these videos. I really appreciate the support. Nothing comes without effort. Vegan Revolution, guys. And as always, I'll see you very soon. Peace out.